guys and how hard they played, and that's been something that has been evident since day one that we got here. These guys play hard, they play for each other, and it's a joy to watch these guys go play. Specifically, it was nice to have an offense back. That was a really good showing. I thought Coach Applewhite and the entire offensive staff had an unbelievable game plan, and their guys went out and executed. It's one thing to have a good plan, but it's another to go execute that plan, and our guys certainly did that. And then defensively, holy cow, Todd Orlando, Craig Niver, Oscar Giles, and Jason Washington. You know, anytime you can force the Naval Academy to throw for 18 times for 312 yards, but more importantly, hold them to 147 yards rushing. That's a pretty good day at the office, and I know they're going to get their points, and we knew that. We knew that the offense had to show up today, and they did so against statistically one of the better defenses in our conference, and really proud of the way that these guys overcame, especially on offense, a ton of injuries, a ton of guys that probably, if we're all being really honest with ourselves, shouldn't be in the ball game at this point, but they are, and their coaches get them ready each and every week, and they went out and performed. We'll celebrate this one certainly tonight, but we've got a big one next week here in Houston, so excited about that opportunity as well.
Todd, how important was it to get that field goal there and to have to go up by 2 scores?
Yeah, I think the momentum more than the score was probably the biggest thing to go down, and we did a couple boneheaded things, to be honest with you. The first couple plays, we caught the ball with our knee down, and then we caught another pass short of the sticks and didn't get out of bounds. And to be honest with you, on that third down, we were just going to try to pick up the first down and go into halftime, but we made a big play there on third down, and we said, okay, hey, let's put the pedal to the metal here and get us in field goal range, and the kicker came through well for us, and it helped momentum-wise, certainly.
Tom, whose idea was it to have Brandon Wilson in the backfield, and will that person be getting a raise?
I think it was a collective idea in terms of the uniqueness of Navy's offense really allowed us to not play our normal corners. If you noticed, T. Stu and Khalil Williams were actually playing corner most of the day today, and so just kind of lined up right to where we didn't necessarily need Brandon, and we had seen what he was able to do in the spring game, and then obviously going back to high school, and credit to Coach Pope and the offensive staff for getting him ready on a short week to go in there, and what did he have? Where's rushing? Brandon Wells, 22 carries for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns for a guy that hasn't played the position until 3 days ago. That's pretty good coaching.
Tom, let's talk about your third down efficiency, 84% today, 16 to 19. In your professional career, have you ever seen a type of offense today that produced that type of efficiency?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not that exorbitant, but what we did, we also, we were 2 of 2 on 4th downs too, so we kept drives alive as well. So what does that make that? 18 of 21 keeping drives alive on 3rd or 4th down, and a lot of it, goes to the athleticism of the quarterback. When they cover everybody and the offensive line protects, he's pretty good at going and making plays with his feet, and then certainly made some big time throws as well to keep the drives extended.
Tom, what were your emotions when the clock hit 000? You knew it was over, and you guys had this thing.
Emotions were, I was cold and wet because they doused me with ice cold Powerade, but was extremely excited and gratified for the city of Houston and our great university, and also excited for our players to know that this is just another example of testimony of how the plan, when executed, really does work. And then finally was, okay, we gotta get ready to go play in the championship game, we gotta get back to work.
What did you think of the on-field celebration, fans on the field, everybody going crazy in your home park after you get it done? Just thoughts about emotions when you saw that going on?
Yeah, I really didn't have a whole lot of time to really take it all in, you know, with the post-game TV interview and then getting shuffled over to Navy's fans to sing their alma mater and then shuffled down the field to sing our fight song or our alma mater. Didn't get a whole lot of opportunity to kind of soak it in, but I could certainly feel them. They were out there and pushing up against us, and for them to take the kind of pride and joy in this win means a lot, because at the end of the day, you know, we do it for the students, we do it for the University of Houston, we do it for this great city. Sam? A little slow with the mic. Hot potato here.
Tom, had your defensive front limit this triple option to 147 rushing yards today?
Well, we had a plan that we've been working on for you know 6 to 8 weeks, and we didn't deviate from that plan. And I thought, you know, a lesser defensive staff might have panicked a little bit with some of the passing yards because we knew we were kind of exposing ourselves a little bit to the throw game, but we felt like if we could stop the run, obviously with them, and force them to pass, that we could live with them throwing the ball. We could get some pressure on the quarterback because that's not what they do. So we stuck with the plan. I think was probably the biggest thing. I think Coach Orlando had one call the entire night, and we stuck with it. And we fit each one of the runs and options up well for the most part. And then you know, towards the end there, when it was obvious passing situations, he mixed in a couple calls, but for 3.5 quarters, it was pretty much just one call, and our guys knew exactly where to be for each run.
Coach, if we can, just talk about getting game separation, scoring early in the third period, and then not so much putting the game away, but forcing Navy to do what they normally don't do.
Yeah, I think that was big, along with the field goal going into halftime. You know, we come out, and in the first drive of the second half, we get an interception, and we turn that into 7 points. So to put us up by 17 with 10 minutes to go in the third, you know, that's a pretty uncomfortable position for them, and we knew that. And so huge momentum shift in that game just to get not only the turnover, but then the offense going down and putting it in the end zone.
Coach, your thoughts on President Bush being just a part of the pregame ceremony, and to see your players shake his hand, just how exciting was that?
Oh, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You know, these players deserve that. They've earned everything good that we can afford them, and one of those is, you know, winners get really cool things. And when you win, you get to shake the president's hand and introduce yourself to him, and it's certainly, I would think, a memory that they'll never forget.
Tom, I know you touched on it a little bit, but as just a big picture, season-long perspective, what is it about the assistant coaches on this staff that have enabled them to get second, third, defensive guys ready to play offense, that sort of thing? What has enabled them to get those guys ready to play?
They're really good at what they do. I know that's a generalization, but you know, they're handpicked, and there was a lot of people that wanted to be here when this job came open, and they were handpicked because of how good they are. But specifically, this is again going to sound really hokey, but they love the heck out of these guys. They love them. They're a family. It's not a job for them. This is a lifestyle, and they dive into their lives each and every day. They know their girlfriend's name, their brothers or sisters or moms. They know what classes they're in. They know when they're struggling, when they're doing well, and when they've got stuff going on at home. And it's just amazing to see the relationships and the bonds that form between assistant coaches and players. And when you have that, you know, there's the old adage, you know, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And we live by that around here, and we dive into their lives and tell them how much we love them and show them how much we love them. And the way we spell love around here is T-I-M-E, and we spend a lot of time with these guys, and they respond.
Tom, you talked a great deal about the defense, that your players told us this week that all season you spent a little bit of time on the Navy attack. Can you talk about how much you think that played into what you were able to do today?
Well, I think it played in a ton because you don't get ready for that offense, especially with one of the best and most decorated players in the history of college football playing quarterback. You don't get ready for them in 4 days. It takes really an entire offseason and then throughout the season. And I think specifically what it allowed them to do was each Sunday we took 10 minutes, and all we did was we just lined up to one formation, and we fit each one of the runs out of that formation. And I think the biggest thing for Coach Orlando was that the plan was devised well in advance so that they could go out, and it wasn't a matter of experimenting. It was a matter of, this is the plan, whatever it was, 8-9 weeks ago, this is the plan, here's how we fit the runs, and we're not going to deviate from that plan, and you have enough repetitions at it, you're going to be efficient at it.
Tom, DeMarcus caught that deflected pass kind of falling down, and then he had a one-handed grab. 12 games in now, does anything surprise you what he's been able to do and just kind of plays he makes?
Not surprising, no, because I see him do it at practice all the time. But like we said early in the year, he's a kid that's, he was a quarterback in high school that's transitioned to wide receiver and has really worked the entire offseason and throughout the season of honing his craft. And he's become a much better blocker. He's become a better open field runner. Most importantly, he's become a better route runner, specifically to football. But beyond that, Joseph, he's become a better teammate. He's a guy that was, kind of an on-the-fence kind of guy. And through his relationship with Drew Maringer and the love that they have for each other, has really turned the corner in terms of his work ethic and leadership ability for this team.
Hey, Coach, you talked about it's nice to have your offense back, but just the team mentality in total. I mean, you didn't know how they would respond after a loss. You probably got a taste of it in practice, but until you saw them today, you may not have known exactly what they were made of. Is that fair to say? And now you know a lot more about them even?
Well, I knew this was the best week of practice we've had. From Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday was by far the best week of practice for whatever reason. Credit to coaching staff, credit to players, credit to leaders. But there was no doubt in my mind when I walked off the field Wednesday after practice, I said, there's something going on here where these guys are dialed in, they're locked in. We've had a great week of practice. So to see how they went out and performed, I don't know, it tells me much, but how they came out and prepared. We don't have gamers in this program, we have practicers. And they prepared better than any week that I've seen since we've been here.
Obviously it looked good, but health-wise, how did you feel about Greg coming in today?
Nervous. He had a really good week of practice, but we knew that it was still a little bit tender. As you could tell probably there at the end, he got it rolled up again once or twice, and was a little bit nervous, but fully confident that I don't think he was very honest with us, and I don't think he would have been lied to us just to play. I think if he wasn't able to go or give his team everything that he had, he would have told us, and he told us he was ready to go, and we believed him, and he certainly was.
Tom, I know you only had one season with him, but just the emotions of senior day and the leadership that this group of seniors has displayed.
Oh, I feel like I've had a lifetime with him. I know it's only been a season, but I will tell you the uniqueness of when you take over a program of the way that it happened here compared to other places I've been, and I've touched on it before, is most of the time when you take over a program, the older guys, the juniors and seniors, are kind of the last to buy in because they're used to doing things a certain way. And here it was, we were blessed. It was completely the opposite. The older guys, the leaders, were the very first ones. The Adrian McDonalds and the Landon Roberts and the Kenneth Farrows and the Alex Coopers were by far on the front line of the buy-in, and what they did early in our tenure here in January and February certainly led to this moment. So we would not, I mean, there's no way we'd be in the position we are right now with a chance to play for the conference championship in our house without those guys, their level of buy-in, and not only their level of buy-in, but then dragging the rest of the team with them.
Tom, not to give you time to celebrate this one, but any thoughts now on the championship game and either Temple or South Florida?
Yeah, again, because we don't know who we're going to play, really not a whole lot of specific thoughts other than I'm excited for the city, and I'm excited for our university that we earned the right to host this game, and you know, we'll certainly celebrate the victory tonight, but you know, our goal was not to go 12-0. Our goal was not to win the West. Our goal was to win the conference, and that's something that hasn't been done around here in a long time. And we'll celebrate tonight, and probably watch the Temple game on TV tomorrow, and then get ready to go to work either tomorrow night or Sunday. I haven't really you know, finalized the schedule, but at the latest Sunday morning.
Anything else,
Good.
Coach?
Thank you.